was a big day at Shartin, of course, on Sunday for FWD Champions Day, but the show rolls on to Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for a particularly good card, in actual fact. 9 races in total. Have a look at a couple of those in detail. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Welcome to the show. Please say I'm joined by our race caller Mark McNamara and form analyst in Paul Lally as well. And Mark, before we get into Happy Valley, can't let Champions Day go without a mention. 3 great performances in the features.
So dominant, weren't they, Andrew? Hello to you and everybody. Golden 60, he's right back to his best. He's now a dual Champions Mile winner. Wellington's proved that he is the best sprinter in Hong Kong by some distance at the moment as well. And what a future Romantic Warrior might have. Came out of the Derby, stepped into QE2 company. Probably not a vintage QE2 feel, but it was the way he went about destroying them in the sectionals that he ran. So he's only been beaten once, and even that defeat was enormous from him. He's just a real ready-made racehorse. Yeah, what an achievement it was, Romantic. Well done to everyone there. I know you enjoyed the day as well, Paul, but what are we looking at Wednesday? I know we've got some good jackpots, or a good jackpot in the TT, I think, don't we?
Yeah, we have 3.2 million going into that TT jackpot, so a decent amount of money going around on that. Look, some even fields throughout the whole card, I think. It doesn't look like too many odds-on favourites, if there are going to be any at this stage. Maybe WizKid in the first could be possibly one. He looks quite speedy. But other than that, looks like it's going to be a really good race meet. All
right, for a full review of Champions Day as well, Hong Kong Direct is where you want to head later week Friday. That'll be out with an interview, I think, with Karis Teaton as well, of course, a Road Romantic Warrior. We will concentrate, though, on Happy Valley and Wednesday night's programme, which is meeting 66 of 88 this campaign. We're on the C+3 course, and we're looking at a couple of races later on the night, races 7 and 9. Race 8's a pretty good one as well, though, but 1,200 and 1,000 metres, so it's all about speed at the Valley, certainly as far as our races are concerned. So the 7th event has rewarding together. There's fresh up since a little bit of break. We haven't seen since February. He's won 2 of his last 3. The Tornado Phantom's got a good record here, as is Wind and Grass, a 3-time course and distance winner. Pace from Jolly Good Heart. We've got California Redwood, midfield on his last start. Call Me Teddy's been behind Campione on his last 2. That form reads quite well. And down through Forte, Lyrical Motion and Righteous Doctrine for Michael Chang and Keith Young. He'll jump from barrier number 10. So we'll start off with the speed map, Mark. We're actually saying good to slow in the early stages here, so there's an opportunity maybe for a bit of for someone to make a move somewhere. There might be, Andrew, because there's only one noted leader in the race, and that is Jolly Good Heart. And from barrier number 3, he should easily have the speed to cross rewarding together. He'll get himself into a nice spot rewarding together. Call Me Teddy's only had the 3 starts. He comes to Happy Valley for the first time and off the all-weather as well. One horse which has got a better draw this week, Paul, is Sky Forever. He's had gate 11 at his last 2 starts, and he's had to go right back in the back half of the field. This week from barrier 4, Derek Long should be able to get him just a little bit closer to the speed. Yeah, so he should get a nice midfield run, along with Lyrical Motion just on his inside there, because Lyrical Motion, he drew wide last time as well, so I think he's going to get a lot better run. I think the one that is suffering a bit from barrier draws again is Tornado Phantom. He's drawn wide. I think he's going to have to go all the way to the back. OK, all right, but possibly Jolly Good Heart gets a soft lead there. We've got a couple of horses to have a look at. We'll start off, though, with Zach Purton. He'll ride Starbright here, a last start winner. Nick was out at track work to catch up with him.
Zach Starbright was a nice winner last time, albeit by a diminishing margin, but he did do the job quite well.
Yeah, that was his chance, wasn't it? He'd shown he'd come into form and he drew the right gate, had the right run, and he scrambled home really. So it's going to be a little bit harder this time, but he's in form, he's going well.
I guess, as you say, it will certainly be harder. I guess it could have been worse. I mean, just an extra 3 pounds on his back. How's he been since then? I know you've had a couple of sits on him in track work.
Yeah, he's working fine. He seems to go through his paces quite nicely in the mornings. He doesn't overdo it. And looks after himself a little bit, but he's moving well, and he's ready to go to the races again.
Interesting you say that. I mean, was that a case in his race? Did he seem to? Would it be fair to say perhaps he idled a tad in front when he hit the front? Would that be fair? Or?
It's possibly a good point. Yeah, he probably hasn't spent that much time in front really, and he did seem to want to drift a little bit as well. So he could be better chasing something.
You're never a man to idle in front, of course. Got to 1,400 at the weekend. Very well done. That's a nice little number to get to.
Yeah, it is. I just got to thank everyone for the support they've given me in my time here and the opportunities I've been given. So without those, I couldn't be where I am, and hopefully I've still got a few more winners left in my bag yet.
I'm sure you have. Just a quick reflection as well, Zach, on California Spangle. A gallant run in defeat, but I guess the horse you were chasing, he really is special, isn't he?
He is, of course. He's possibly the best horse I've seen here in Hong Kong. He's broken all the records except one now. He's just got to get that one or two extra Group 1s, and he holds all the records. But he's a special horse, and there's no shame in running second to him. My guy just seems like he's coming to the end of his preparation a little bit. He never switched off through the first 600 of the race. He really got on the bit early and wanted to run all the way down to that first corner. I couldn't get him to come back underneath me. And once he got to the corner, of course, then he relaxed, but he'd burned himself out a little bit by the time he got there, and then got challenged early in the straight and fought on well. It was a very good effort, but he probably just needs to learn his craft a little bit more if he's going to be able to take that next step.
He's an exciting prospect for next year. We look forward to him.
Yeah, he is. He's going to mature in the off-season. Both the 4-year-olds, obviously him and Romantic Warrior, look like they're pretty special, so they'll both do well with a break and come back fresh next season.
Celebration Cup first up, 1400 metre handicap. That'll do for California Spangle. It was a good effort, though, as Zach said, behind the champion Golden 60. What do you make of Starbright, though, Mark?
Got him in, Andrew. I think this is a harder field this week than what he beat last time, and he had a perfect trip on the rail. Wider draw, Paul. Not too concerned about going up £3, just the extra work that he might have to do. But he does come here with winning form.
He does, yeah. He did win nicely, and as Zach said earlier on, that was his race to win. He rode him perfectly, and the horse won well. It's whether he now can put two together, I'm not so sure.
I've included him. I thought he pricked his ears a little bit in the closing stage. There might be a little bit more left in the tank. But Zach, as always, Mark's got a pretty good book of rides.
He does. He rides special. I'm in the first, winning Volatility, who's placed last time. Joyful Genius is getting so close to a victory. Race 5, Happy Forever. He's had some gear changes since we last saw him. Gang of Brothers, I know Paul's very keen on him. Starbright, Crossford and Stoltz. So it's a great run home for Zach, especially the last 4 races there, Paul.
Yeah, he could place or win in every single ride. They've all got really good chances.
All right, OK, so that's Starbright. Here's Rewarding Together, Paul. What do we make along with him? Starbright again and Jolly Good Heart, we've got down as our possible leader.
I thought it was a good run here from Rewarding Together. He's got barrier number 2, so he's going to get every opportunity just in behind. The horse has come back. He's found some really good form here this season. He's had 4 starts. He's had those wins and a placing from those limited starts that he's had. 2 placings, in fact. So, although he was a little bit slower there at the end, I still think he's the one to beat.
Yeah, the stats read quite well for you, Mark.
They do, Andrew. Looks to get the perfect trip too. He's been up to Chung Fa. He's had a couple of trials. You can see the record at Happy Valley. 6 starts, 3 wins, 2 second and a third. He does have 133 pounds on his back, but he's carried 132 to victory. So there's a lot in the favour of Rewarding Together in this race.
Yeah, and you saw Starbright was a little bit unlucky there. That was the start before he came out and then won next time. Can he do it again? We'll find out. Tornado Phantom, Paul, he's never too far away. He's had a pretty good season, hasn't he? Winning a couple of times from his 8 starts, but the draw might be a bit tricky this time.
Well, I just think he's going to have to give Rewarding Together a start. I still think he's a major chance in the race. The horse has been consistent all season. He really runs a bad race. I think the last 4 starts, the worst we've seen from him is a 4th. So, look, he's definitely one of the major chances. And he ran really well once again in this.
And the horses he's been racing, Andrew, Eason, Lucky Swayness twice, and a very informed Prance Dragon. So he's been in strong fields, but he's just going to give them a start from Barrier 11.
And Wind and Grass in that race as well. He generally runs his race for John's size. He's a 3-time course and distance winner. What about this horse, Mark? California Redwood. He was huge on debut and beaten half a length at 50 to 1, and then midfield here.
He didn't really look like he was going to trouble them either, Andrew. He was beaten 1.5 lengths, and he actually carries an extra 2 pounds with Joe getting on board. On his debut, yes, Paul, but perhaps it was a second up bounce, but he was just a little more flat than what we saw from him at start number 1.
Yeah, he just got a little bit further back, didn't he? I mean, that debut run behind Lucky Swayness, so you'd give this race a real big shake. So, look, I've included him because, again, as you say, he could be just on the bounce there. Yeah,
he's an each-way price only, but the favourite at this stage, Paul, it's early days, but I wouldn't be lining up at this price.
No, he's just... the pools haven't been open for too long, and as we record this, so he's come up quite short, but he's not in for me, Sky Forever. Rewarding Together on top, I think he can win this. Tornado Phantom in there for second, California Redwood, and the one we sort of haven't spoken about there is Lyrical Motion. He's got barrier number 1, and I think he's just going to be in a right position. Only had the 4 starts, and he's an improver, 1, 2, 6 and 10.
looks a perfect race for Rewarding Together. It'd be nice if that 7.5 stays up, but that's hard to see happening. Matthew Chadwick on board. He's had 3 rides on the horse for 2 wins and a second. Great draw. A noted leader to follow from barrier number 2. So 1 Rewarding Together carries on and makes it 3 from his last 4. Toronado Phantom, he'll be running home strongly at the end. Starbright comes here with winning form, and Sky Forever's been running on from barrier number 11 at his last 2. He draws gate 4, so can position up a little closer. 1, 2, 5 and 8 for race 7.
Yeah, Sky Forever. It was a good run. He finished off strongly. He's drawn better this time than he was behind Starbright last time out, but he doesn't make it for me. They're Rewarding Together. I'm with the rest of you guys. 1 and 9, my cue there in race number 7. Still to come, we're looking at the final event, which is an absolute cracker, plus all the best bets. That's up next. Hong Kong Racing heads to Happy Valley on Wednesday night for a 9-race programme. We're about to have a look at the final event on the card as well. Race number 9, a Class 2, 1,000 metres, and it's all speed here. We'll have a look at the map in a second, but the field headed by Nervous Witness from Barrier 3 made all at Sha Tin last night. He's won here at Happy Valley in the past, though. Voyage Warrior down in class. He's got speed as well from Barrier 11. Grateful Heart won it over 80 to 1 last time out. That was his second win, course and distance. We the South's got speed. We're down to Stoltz, who owns the track record here at Happy Valley. McLucky returned since June. Atomic Force second up here in Hong Kong. Classic Unicorn's got speed as well from barrier number 5. So as a result of that, it's no surprises, Mark, that this is going to be quick. Good to fast, we're saying. I think that might be an understatement. Nervous Witness, can anyone get across and lead him?
Barrier number 3, probably not, but as you said, there are some speedsters here. Classic Unicorn can fly the gate. We the South hasn't been quite as quick a way as what he had been 3 or 4 starts ago at his last 2, but he is a noted gate flyer. Stoltz from barrier 4 should be able to drop in. But outside of them, Paul, horses like Handsome Bobo, he can get it wrong at the start, but when he gets it right, he's an extremely quick horse out of the gate as well. So we're looking more fast than good, you'd imagine, the tempo in this race.
Yeah, look, Voyage Warrior is the same. He's another one that can fly the gates, and McLucky has been on the pace in his last couple of trials. So, look, it's just that they've drawn wide. It's just they're just going to might have to slot in. Otherwise, they could be out on the road at the back straight there, because there's a lot of pace in this race.
Potentially sets it up for a closer, but we know Nervous Witness can keep going as well on the C+3 course. But we'll have a look at some of the races in a second. We'll start off with Nervous Witness, though, and his jockey, Blake Shen.
Blake, Nervous Witness will line up at the Valley on Wednesday night. You were the man on board down the straight at Sha Tin last time when he was successful. I guess getting to the city circuit on this guy is an exciting prospect.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm really excited to be riding him again. He's a well-spruiked horse. He's got a lot of ability, and you know, he's boasting a really nice record. And his win last start, I thought, was really courageous. He had to fight really hard from the 300 onwards when he got challenged, and he showed some really good qualities. And he goes to a track that he's won at before. He won impressively before when Zach Purton rode him, and although he goes up in weight, you know, there's a few little concerns there, but he's drawn a great barrier, hopefully to negate going up in weight, and you know, hopefully he can bounce straight to the front and prove very hard to catch.
Talking of obviously the weight and the way the weights are framed, he's now giving 11 pounds to Stoltz, who obviously got within hailing distance of him at Sha Tin last time out. Is that your biggest danger in your mind, the fact that you've got to get that bit more weight to Stoltz, who we know is a handy horse around here?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and Stoltz is drawn directly outside of us. You know, Zach probably not going to make it easy for us, you know. But one thing about Nervous Witness, you can't really put a figure on how much, you know, the horse keeps improving. We've seen great signs of the horse in his track work, that he's relaxing, and his character, you know, he's getting better all the time, and that's hard to quantify in lengths how much the horse is developing. So we think he's a really promising horse. I don't really know where he's going to end up in terms of long term. But what I've noticed is he's just enjoying his work a little bit more. He's actually understanding his job a hell of a lot more. And, you know, yes, he's got high speed, but if he can just harness that and breathe and enjoy it in his race and even his track work, it probably makes his training and David Hayes' job a lot easier. So it helps everyone. And, you know, he's an exciting talent, and I'm just rapt to get the opportunity.
Yeah, he's going to be out there in front for some time. Mike, we'll have a look at this Sha Tin race again, because the one thing he did here is he actually had to dig in and fight, which he hasn't done in the past. They've all been easy victories. I know he's been beaten, but when he's won, he's done it on his ear. So that's him there. Stoltz on the outside, who finishes second, gets within a neck, and Hong Kong Win just in behind. But what do you think? Will they catch him or not?
I think Stoltz with the pulling the weights this week, Andrew, and coming back to Happy Valley, where he's a proven performer, Stoltz can give him a big shake. He's held him nicely enough here, Paul. When they reached the line, Nervous Witness, he's run him to a neck, but held him at that clear neck. But coming back to the Valley and knowing he's got a fast time around here, Stoltz, I think it might be the other way around this week.
Yeah, look, it's going to be close between the two of them, isn't it? Because they've both got positives. I mean, Nervous Witness has come to the Valley as well and won really nicely and won easily. So there is that weight pull. That's the difference. But it's going to be a really fascinating race.
Yeah, I mean, the air of invincibility's gone a little bit, Mark, with Nervous Witness, but it's still a great record. What a great first season. 7 starts, 4 wins.
Absolutely, and he's come back, Andrew, too. He's bounced back. He was beaten 3 times as an odds-on favourite, but he has bounced back now. He destroyed Special M and then beat Stoltz in that replay. So he is suited by the Valley, as we're about to see here.
Well, Grateful Heart is suited by the Valley as well. This was him at, 82 to 1? Incredible for a horse with a record like his as well, beating Voyage Warrior, who runs second. Here's Nervous Witness in third place, and Handsome Bobo eventually finishing in sixth. There's more in it as well, Paul. Hong Kong Win, We the South, Explosive Witness and Classic Unicorn, but those are the principles this day.
Look, I'm going to go with this horse because he's drawn barrier number 1, Grateful Heart, so he's going to get last run at them. And when he did that here, you could see he just got through the gap and hit the line and won really well. He should be a decent price as well. So, look, I think he can possibly win this race, Grateful Heart.
Going to find a minus spot 2 for Handsome Bobo. This was his first start since December. He missed a run on the 5th of January. He hasn't trialled since, and he's well above where his winning ratings are. But when he does jump away, he's only gone a 56.88. So he's the slowest of the 1,000 metres winners, but he has gone some really good races around the Valley. Stoltz, Andrew, 55.85, a record-setting run. Nervous Witness, 56.24. Hong Kong Win's gone a fast time too, 56.31, and he's won twice over the 1,000 metres.
Makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? But there we go. That's the tail of the tape as far as the times are concerned. Back at the trials here, Paul, for McLucky. He was first up for the season. He looked very progressive last year with those 2 wins. He
did. He had that tendon injury, but he's won. He did win those last couple of starts, and he looked really, really good. McLucky. He's come out and he's trialled well. It'll be a big ask to win this from barrier number 12, I think. There's a lot of pace underneath him, and he's a horse that likes to be on the pace himself. So, look, he was pushed out a little bit in this trial, but it was a good trial, and he did finish off nicely.
It was a quality lineup around him too. Cordyceps 6, Winning Dreamer, Trillion Win all in behind, and Red Majesty as well. So he did fail first up. He's had the 2 trials to prepare for his racetrack return.
Yeah, Cordyceps 6 not beaten far in the last race on Sunday. Also looks a bit of a talent. Now this, Mark, is Atomic Force. He's just had 1 start so far for Casper fans. This is him up at Chung Fa.
And that was over the 1,000 metres as well in Class 3. So he comes up in grade, that's 7 Heavens, who he finishes with, who's his stable and owner mate there on the inside. He's got 5 lengths to make up, Paul, from barrier number 9. Happy to watch him one more time. He's going to be fitter again, whatever he does on Wednesday night. It's as strong a feel as what he met on debut, if not stronger.
Yeah, look, he did bring some good form from the overseas here, did this horse Atomic Force. He's been trialling really well, working nicely as we saw there. So, look, I've got him in on a very minor line because the pace of the race just might suit him.
Yeah, he was a Group 2, Group 3 winner as a 2-year-old. And Casper, of course, had his 1,000th winner on Sunday as well. There was a few records that toppled at Sha Tin. Right, those are the clues, Paul. Nervous Witness favourite, probably deserves to be so, but you're looking elsewhere.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to go for Grateful Heart. I think he can sit him behind the pressure on this, and we know he loves the Valley here. He comes in fresh. He's had a long time up in Chung Fa as well, so he's had a decent spell, Grateful Heart. Nervous Witness and Stoltz, not much between the two of them, and then Atomic Force in there for 4th, so 3, 1, 8 and 10.
Going Stoltz with a turnaround in the weights and coming back to Happy Valley where he's performed at previously. 4 starts for 2 wins and 2 seconds. Nervous Witness, he is going to be a very hard horse to roll. He's bounced back to win since we saw him run 3rd behind Grateful Heart. He's won twice since that race. 9 McLucky, he'll be fitter whatever he does on Wednesday night, but he did go after that injury, before that injury, with the win over Sight Success by a neck, and number 4, Handsome Bobo. He'll need some luck, but he has won over the 1,000. 8, 1, 9 and 4, race 9.
I think Nervous Witness and Stoltz probably the main two. I take a little bit of a chance, though, with Atomic Force. I think he's going to improve there in the final events. Now, 9 races on the programme. Paul, give us some of the highlights.
Well, I think WizKid can get the punters off to a good start. He's a very speedy horse, unbeaten over the course and distance. Gang of Brothers has blinkers on for the first time. I think he's a good chance middle of the card, along with Perfect Peach, who's going really well at the moment. And I think those three are probably sort of the main sort of highlights. Don't mind Viva Hunter later in the card as well.
All right, and don't forget you can see the previews and the audio-video section of the website for each and every race. But Paul, of those, who was the best?
Look, I'm going to go with Gang of Brothers. Barrier number 4, blinkers on for the first time. The horse has been running really well from his 4 starts. He's due a win, so he's the best. And we'll do Perfect Peach. Hopefully he'll come up a price from Barrier 12. Had the 3 starts, have been placed in his last couple, but has got that awkward draw. And in the play, we'll do it in race 6, the QQP, Singapore Spirit, Gang of Brothers, and above all, who should be a big price there in that race.
On race 7, number 1, Rewarding Together. Good draw. Looks to get that perfect trip in behind the leader, which is Jolly Good Heart. Great record, Matthew Chadwick on board the horse for Frankie Law. Taking a real chance with Red Brick Glory. He hasn't drawn a gate all season. The best he's had is 5, and it was the best he's gone in Hong Kong, beaten about 2 1/4 behind Multimore. He will be a long shot. First for the play of the day, race 7. Rewarding Together, Toronado Phantom, Starbright and Sky Forever.
All right, Zach Pern for me, Crossford. First visit to the Valley for Crossford, but it's been really good in the mornings, and his track work, I think, looks strong here in race 8. It should be a too bad a price, either in the final event, Atomic Force, and just realised as well they're both running in the similar ownership, the Sue family there, so it could be a double for them on the programme. Nervous Witness, Stoltz and Atomic Force, my QQP there in at that final event. Well, there we go, that's Happy Valley. Just back to Champions Day very quickly, Mark. Golden 60 maybe to Japan.
Yeah, if everything falls into place, he might be off to the Yasuda Kinnan. So hopefully he'll get to travel, but a few hurdles to jump still there.
Big sign if he goes, Paul.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great for Hong Kong racing, and great to see him over there take on the Japanese.
All right, we'll stand by for more news. That's the show, though. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We'll be racing to win.